Adding and subtracting integers, Part 2. Part 1 dealt with integers of the same sign. For example, 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Or negative 4 take away 2 equals negative 6. Now we're going to mix the signs. So example 1, negative 4 plus 2. We have a negative 4 plus a positive 2. If you have 4 negatives and you add 2 positives, the result will be a negative 2. Here's a visual. Negative, 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 negative. We have 4 negatives, 2 positives. Now, if it's understood that a negative and a positive, when you combine those, they equal 0. So here, a negative and a positive combined to equal 0. A negative and a positive combined to equal 0. And what do we have left? We have the 2 negatives left. So what's left? Negative 2. So, negative 4 plus 2 equals negative 2. Example 2. Negative 7 plus 3. Again, we have 7 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negatives, and 3 positives. 1, 2, 3. So these 3 negatives combined with those 3 positives to give us a net charge of 0. What's left? The 4 negatives. 4 negatives left. So negative 7 plus 3 equals negative 4. Example 3. Negative 9 plus 5. Let's look at another example for this. Instead of using the negatives and write out 9 negatives and 5 positives, if the signs are different, we have a negative 9 and a positive 5. Subtract the 2 numbers. Just forget about the negatives and positives and just subtract 9, subtract 5. The difference between 9 and 5 is 4. So we have a difference of 4, but we had more negatives than positives. We had 9 negatives and only 5 positives, so our final answer is a net charge of negative 4. The method that we were using in example 2 with writing out the negatives and the positives, 7 negatives and 3 positives, and matching 1 for 1 for a net charge of 0 and then whatever was left over, that's fine, except when we have very large numbers. So if the numbers get larger, like negative 47 plus 21, we don't want to write out 47 negatives and 21 positives. So all we have to do is subtract 21 from 47. We get 26. Then we have to find the sign. Find the sign. The sign comes from whatever number is larger. We had more negatives. We had 47 negatives and only 21 positives. So our final sign is negative 26. Example 5. negative 62 plus 41. 62 minus 41, and that's 62, not 61. 62 minus 41 is 21. So we know our final answer is 21, but the sign will be negative, because we had 62 negatives and only 41 positives, so we have 21 negatives left over. Example 6. If we have 31, negative 31 plus 57. 57 minus 31 is 26. And it's going to be a positive 26 because 57 is larger than 31. We had more positives than negatives. So our final answer is positive 26. Example 7. 17 minus 21. 17 is positive. We're taking away 21. 21 minus 17 is 4. We're taking away more than what we started with, so our final answer is negative. Example 8. Negative 11 plus 14. Again, 14 minus 11 is 3. It's going to be a positive 3 because we had 14 positives and only 11 negatives. So our final answer is positive 3. Example 9. Negative 7 plus 9. Negatives, positives. 9 minus 7 is 2. The 9 is positive. We have more positives than negatives. Negative 7. So it's a positive 2. So if the signs are different, or if we have a negative and we're subtracting a larger positive, as in example 7, where we had 17 minus 21, we're going to get a negative 4. Example 6, negative 31 plus 57 is a positive 26.